Hi students, how are you? Today we are going to discuss firm underwriting by single underwriter, right? Under the underwriting of shares and debentures, we are going to see firm underwriting by single underwriter, right? That means firm underwriting in the sense apart from normal underwriting, right? Apart from normal underwriting, if a person take over extra liability of shares, that is known as firm underwriting, right? That is known as firm underwriting, right? So that we will see. Okay. Hello students, how are you? In today's lesson, we are going to see underwriting of shares and debentures, right? In the underwriting of shares and debentures, subdivision of firm underwriting by single underwriter. Firm underwriting by single underwriter. What is the firm underwriting? Firm underwriting in the sense a company, when the company issues a shares, apart from issuing shares, the underwriter take care of another set of shares. That is the extra number of shares. That is known as firm underwriting. If you say the company firm and the company is issuing 20,000 shares in the sense, right? The underwriter will take over this 20,000, and apart from this 20,000, this is the normal undertaking, right? Normal undertaking. Apart from this undertaking, if the underwriter takes 2,000 shares more excessively, then it is known as firm underwriting. This part is known as firm underwriting. This is underwriter, right? Underwriter, right? This extra portion is known as firm underwriting. Firm underwriting. So it is easily I have explained to you the firm underwriting, right? Apart from normal underwriting of shares, if a underwriting firm take over the responsibility of extra number of shares, that extra number of shares known as firm underwriting, that is he will firm, that is firm, right? That is known as firm underwriting, right? So under the firm underwriting, we will see only single underwriter. Only single underwriter. There are two sections: single and more than one person. More than one underwriter involves in the firm underwriting. First of all, we will see firm underwriting by single underwriter, right? In that, for example, we will see by doing a question we can make it understanding, right? So if I do a question, it will be easy for you to understand what is firm underwriting by a single underwriter, right? So let's move into the question. In question, ABC Limited issued 30,000 shares, right? 30,000 shares at the rate of 10 rupees. At the rate of 10 rupees, that is known as par value, right? The whole issue was undertaken by John. This whole issue undertaken by who? John. 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 John, right? John undertake the whole shares to distribute to the public, right? There is a firm undertaking of 2000 shares. There is a firm undertaking. This is known as firm undertaking. Firm undertaking of 2000 shares, right? He took the firm undertaking of 2000 shares. John by John. Applications for 25,000 shares were received. Application received, right? Received is 25,000, right? 25,000, right? Were received by the company in all. Calculate the liability of John, right? First of all, we have to say the gross liability. Gross liability. How much is the gross liability? Is 30,000 shares, right? 30,000 shares is the number of shares, right? Not the amount, number of shares, right? Number of shares, right? That is 30,000 shares is the gross liability, right? Gross liability minus less total application received. Total application received. How much total application? 25,000. So deduct 25,000, right? So the 5,000 is the net liability. Net liability. This net liability is normal net liability. Here we have here the underwriter took 2,000 firm undertaking, right? 2,000 firm undertaking. So at the firm undertaking, right? Firm application, application, right? That is 2,000. Firm is how much? 2,000. 2,000. Then 7,000 is the net liability. Net liability of John, right? Net liability of John is 7,000. Have you understood? Here only the one man show, that is only the one single underwriter is there, right? First of all, we calculate the gross liability, that is the gross undertaking, 30,000. Total application received minus total application received is 25,000. You have to deduct that from gross liability. Then you will arrive at a 5,000. This is the normal way of calculating the net liability, right? From that we will arrive at normal net liability. From that we have to deduct that extra liability of 2,000 firm application. So firm application 2,000, add it, right? And we have to add the firm application, right? Firm application, then it net liability of 7,000. Okay, understood? So next one we will move to the firm underwriting by more than one underwriter. More than one underwriter. More than one. More than one underwriter. More than one underwriter. Right? Underwrite. More than one underwriter. Okay. That we will see. More than by more than one underwriter. Underwriter. Right? More than one underwriter, in the sense you have to say more than one underwriter. Okay, so here we will see the question, right? I am raising this one. You have to take down it. It is so. We'll read the question, right? Next one is second part of firm undertaking is more than one underwriters, right? So we'll see the question, right? We will do the question. By doing the question you can understand what is the how to do it, right? Firm underwriting. Under the firm underwriting there are format. Okay, format is there. How to do the firm underwriting. In the firm underwriting there are two methods are adopted, right? Firm underwriting, right? By more than one person there are two methods were adopted, right? One is, you will say, one is by marked method and other one is unmarked method, right? Marked method, you will say, marked method, right? One, two, right? This is marked method. Okay, marked method. Other one is unmarked, right? Other one I will give unmarked method, right? This is marked method, marked method, marked marked method. This is unmarked method, unmarked method, right? Description, description, right? This is A and this is B, C. A, B, C. These are the underwriters, right? Underwriters. Okay, and we will see by doing the question we can see what is the marked and what is the unmarked method, right? This is in the B, what you call in the firm underwriting, two or more underwriters underwriting the full issue. The two underwriters or more than two underwriters underwrite the full issue, right? Following undertaking take place: A 10,000 shares, B 6,000 shares, and C 4,000 shares. That is gross liability. We will first of all we will do the marked method. Unmarked second, right? Gross liability. Gross liability. How much? A 10,000, B 6,000, and C 4,000. Right? This is the gross liability. And they says in addition there was firm underwriting of A 2000, B 1000 shares and C 3000 shares. Okay, and total subscription including firm underwriting was 17,000 shares, right? 17,000 shares. Okay, 17,000 subscribed, whereas we have undertook 20,000. Sorry, yes, 20,000, right? Uh, the subscription including firm underwriting includes this 17,000 includes the firm underwriting also. Share and firm are included in the following marked forms, right? That is marked 4,000 shares, 2,000 shares, okay, and 2,000 shares. Marked application, less marked application. How much? 4,000, right? And another one is 2,000 and other one is 2,000, right? 4,000, 2,000 and 2,000, right? So we will arrive at, what is the balance here? 6,000, 4,000 and 2,000. Then we have to deduct the uh, firm application, right? Firm application, how much? Firm application A 2,000, firm less firm application, right? How much? Firm application is 2,000, 1,000, 3,000. 2,000, 1,000 and 3,000. 3,000. Then what is the balance? This is 4,000. A is 4,000. B is 3,000. And C is 1,000 negative balance. 1,000. So we cannot distribute the 1,000. We cannot keep it as a negative balance. So what we will do is we will transfer minus transfer the surplus to A and B on gross liability ratio, okay, on gross liability ratio. So 1,000 has to be uh, charged to A and B, that is how much? 16, 10 is to 6, at the rate of 10 is to 6, that is 625 and 325. 625 and 375, right? So this is nil, right? Plus 1,000, right? Plus 1,000. Then 4,625 plus 3,375. This is nil, right? From this we have to deduct unmarked application minus unmarked application. So you have to calculate the unmarked application, right? Calculation of unmarked application, right? Calculation of calculation of unmarked unmarked marked application, right? Unmarked application. This is this, right? Calculation of unmarked application in the marked form, right? In the marked, for the marked method, for the marked method, right? Right. What you have to say is total subscribed, total total subscription received from from public, that is how much total subscription received from public is 17,000, 17,000, right? You have to say 17,000, right? 17,000, right? Next one, you have to deduct the marked application. What is the how much is the marked application? That is 4,000, 2,000, 2,000, right? Marked application, that is 4,000 plus 2,000 plus 2,000, that is 8,000. If we deduct 8,000, 9,000 is the balance, right? Unmarked, right? From this firm you have to deduct the firm application, right? You have to deduct the firm application, right? Marked less firm application. How much firm application? Here we can see 2,000, 1,300, 2,000 plus 1,000 plus 3,000, that is 6,000, right? Then 3,000 is the unmarked application, unmarked application, right? These 3,000 unmarked shares has to be distributed among these three people according to the PSR, gross liability ratio, right? That is 3,000 into 10 is to 6 is to 4 ratio, 10 is to 6 is to 4 ratio, that is 1.5, right? It is so, it is 1.5. 1.5 means 3,000 divided by 20, right? 20 into 1500, 1500, right? 150 into 6, how much? 300, 900, right? 900, right? And 4 is 600, right? So how much it is? 3000 unmarked, right? So you had to deduct this one, right? How much you will get? 3625, 900 in the sense 75 for 1475. Sorry, sorry. I have to deduct this, right? I have made a mistake, right? This one you have to deduct it, right? Here it is added. So 3375, 2625, right? From 3375, if you deduct 1500, it is 825, and 2 minus 1 is 1, 1825, right? 1825. This is 75, 25, right? 75 and 16, 15 minus 9, 15, 6, 1675, right? And this is 600 minus, right? So surplus, transfer of surplus, transfer of surplus, unmarked application to A and B is 600, 600, right? 600 into 10 is to 6, 10 is to 6, 10 is to 6, that is 16, 600 divided by 6, that is how much? 375, 375, and right, 375 plus 25, 225, 600, right? Then 600 plus, right? Then you will get how much? 1500 plus 1400, nil. This is nil. Then you will get 1400. Deduct this one, minus it. 75, right? 75. 18 minus 5 is 8. 875. 1870. This is 25. 25 and 16 minus 9 is 7. 7 and 1. 1. 1725, right? Under the one it is okay. This is 5. Casting mistake, right? 1500 and 1500 is 3000. With that you have to add firm application, right? We have deducted no firm application, that we have to add the plus firm application. Firm application 2000 and 1000 and 3000, right? And 4500, sorry, 3500, 3500 and 2500 and 3000, right? This is the net liability. Net liability, right? This is a net liability. How did you this 3500 plus 2500, 6000, total 9000? How will you arrive, right? How did you arrive this one? Total application, right? Total received is total shares undertaken, shares undertaken taken is 20,000, right? Plus firm underwritten, written how much? Firm 2000 plus 1 3 6000, then total 26,000, right? Less subscription received, that is 17,000, then 9,000 is the balance. 9,000 is the balance, that is what 9,000 we have taken here. Okay, understood? We first, in the gross liability, we have to take the gross liability, that means 20,000, right? 20,000 we have taken, that is for A 10,000, B 6,000 and C 4,000, right? Marked application, they have given in the question 4,000, 2,000, 2,000. So if we deduct this one, right, this one has to be deducted, right? Deducted, right? Deducted, then we will arrive at 6,000, 4,000, 2,000, right? Firm application also, it is given in the question 2,000, 1,000, 3,000. We had to deduct the firm application from the arrived balance. Then we will get 4,000, 3,000, 1,000. Okay, we have in this procedure, marked procedure, we have to deduct the firm application and thereafter we have to add it at the last, right? So 4,000, 3,000, 1,000. Then 1,000 is negative balance. Negative balance, we cannot keep it, right? So we have to share that between the other underwriters according to their what you call gross liability ratio. So 10 and 6 is the gross liability, ratio, then this 1000 is shared by on gross liability ratio by A and B, that is 625 and 375. That has to be deducted from 4,000 and 3,000. Then we will arrive at the 3,375, 2,625. Right? If net surplus has come, surplus is coming, we from 2,000 can we deduct 3,000? We cannot know. So that part of 1,000 we have to share among the other partners. That is what we had did it here, right? So 3,375 and 2,625 and C nil. Thereafter we had to deduct the unmarked application. So unmarked application we have to go for the workings. Workings are here unmarked. The calculation of unmarked application. But under the workings, right? Unmarked. Total subscription received from public. How much? 17,000. 17,000 we had. And marked application, how much? Marked application, this is 4,000, 2,000, 2,000. Right? Altogether, if you add it, that is coming around 8,000. Right? So you have to deduct that 8,000 shares from the 17,000 shares. Then you will arrive at the 9,000 shares. Right? 9,000 shares, right? So from the 9,000 shares we had to deduct the firm application also, because firm application also included inside the 17,000 shares. Firm application shares also included among the included in 17,000 shares where we have received from the public. So we had to deduct that firm application also. So firm application is 2,000, 1,000, 3,000, that is 6,000. So here we will arrive at unmarked application. We will arrive at unmarked application. So unmarked application we have taken 3,000. That has to be shared among the other underwriters, all three underwriters, based on the gross liability ratio. So gross liability ratio is 10 is to 6 is to 4. So 10 is to 6 is to 4. So 1,500, 1,900 and 600. So that is 3,000. So this has to be deducted from the balance. Again, we are getting a surplus of 600 from C. That cannot be, we cannot keep a surplus. So the A and B will bear that surplus, right? So surplus is apportioned to A and B underwriters based on gross liability ratio, that is 375 and 225. Then we will arrive at 1,500 and 1,500. That is net liability. From to this net liability, normal net liability, we are adding the firm application. So this is the actual net liability. Firm application is 2,000, 1,000, 3,000. Then net liability of A, B, C are respectively 3,500, 2,500 and 3,000. This is the marked method. This is known as marked method, right? This is known as marked method. Okay. Now I think you would have got it. We will see whether you can see the bottom line, right? We will see. No. Please see the bottom line. I will show the bottom line, right? Bottom line, you can view it. I am showing the bottom line here, right? Just take down. Now we will come to the unmarked session, right? Unmarked session. uh, Gross liability here also same, right? Unmarked. Under the unmarked application method, gross liability we will take gross liability. How much? 10,000, 10,000, 6,000 and 4,000. 4,000. With that we have to add minus the marked application. Marked application. How much? 4,000 and 2,000 and 2,000. Right? So we will arrive at how much? 6,000 and 4,000 and 2,000. With that we are going to add the unmarked amount, unmarked application, right? Unmarked application. You have to find out the unmarked application. Unmarked application, this unmarked application, unmarked, okay, unmarked calculation of calculation of unmarked application on unmarked method, right? Total subscription from public, that is how much? 17,000. From that we have to deduct marked application. Marked application. How much? Marked application is 4,000, 2,000, 2,000, that is 8,000. 8,000. If we deduct this one, we will get the 9,000 of unmarked application. This is the unmarked application, right? In this method we used to calculate the unmarked application in this way. In marked application we used to handle the different method. We used to deduct the firm application. Here we don't deduct firm application in unmarked method, right? So 9,000 has to be distributed on the basis of 10 is to 6 is to 10 is to 6 is to 4, right? That is how much we have to 10 is to 6 into 4. That is 4,500, 4,500, and other thing is 2,700 and 1,800, 1,800. So if you make the add it, then 10,000, sorry, minus it, then you will get, right, this is, we had to minus it, right, then to 1,500, 1,300 and 200, isn't it? Isn't it? Yes. With that, we have to add the firm application. We are adding the firm application with the normal net liability. This is the normal net liability. With that, we are going to add the firm application. Firm application. That is how much? 2,000 and 1,000 and 3,000. Firm application, right? And what is the overall balance? 3,500 and 2,300 and 3,200. This is the net liability. This is the net liability, right? Here we will get 3,500 in as per in the marked method. We get 3,500, 2,500, 3,000. Here in unmarked method, 3,500, 2,300 and 3,200. But or if you add all, the balance will be same 9,000. Here also 9,000, right? 9,000. But small difference is there here, right? This is the two methods, marked and unmarked. That is what they have asked, right? And format of marked and unmarked, I will give it, I will provide in this video, right? You can see. Okay, so you would have understood this underwriting of shares and debentures, whole aspects, uh, all the aspects in the underwriting of shares and debentures I have covered. Altogether 7 types. There are 7 types, right? All 7 types we have seen in this lectures, right? There are a series of lectures in underwriting of shares and debentures. There are, right? So I hope you would have understood this, and we can meet. I hope to meet you all in company final accounts, right? Company final accounts. Okay. So if you want, I can do some other, we can learn in the process some accounting standards also, but first of all we will complete the we will go for the final accounts, and then and there we can see the accounting standards also, slightly we can see, and in depth we can have I will give you some sort of lectures in depth of accounting standards separately, right? Okay, so we will meet you in next session. Okay, thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. If you have any doubt, please don't hesitate to clarify with me. Okay, thank you, bye.